Hello everyone and welcome to Oso Libre this month for March 2021. I'm Michael Barretto. We have a wonderful show scheduled for you this month. We got a special behind the cellar door. We're going to be talking about blending of our soon to be released 2017 Porvita. There's some nice behind the scenes glimpse there that you'll be able to take a look at what goes into the process. And then Ashley's going to show up, give us a little bit of information about what's going on in the world around us, and then I'll be in the kitchen making some meatballs. It's a great, easy recipe that allows you to do something versatile and fun. And also be on the lookout for a special cameo that shows up in this month's episode. We'll see you at the end.
Guys, welcome to Behind the Cellar Door. I am Janine. Today we are going to be talking about our ultimate expression of the Oso Libre estate, our Porvita wine. So we are getting ready to bottle the 2017 vintage. I've got Michael and Luis here with me today to finalize the blends before we bottle in the next 2 weeks.
Well, thank you, Janine. So we're getting into the finalization steps for the blend of our 2017 Porvita. We've gone through about 7 or 8 different blend candidates we're working on, and people ask me how you put the blends together. We'll usually start with last year's combination or last vintage's combination and use that as a base point to kind of try to stay as similar as possible. The wines will never taste the same because of vintage to vintage variance, but we wanted to have something to where when somebody picks up a glass of Porvita, they go, oh, that's Porvita. So, like for example, what's the percentage on the last, Janine?
So the 2015 vintage was 52% Cab, 31% Primitivo, and 17% Mourvedre. So Cabernet dominant, that seems to be a trend from 13 and 15.
Yeah, the wine has pretty much always been a Cabernet dominant wine, and the way we use all 3 red varieties we grow on the property, the first or base is Cabernet Sauvignon. That's the foundation for the wine. It gives you primarily, the aromatics, the structure, and it's like the foundation of the house that we hang everything else on. Next, we're going to end up with some Primitivo being added for fruit content, and to give it a nice, lively zestiness to it because of a little bit higher acidity. And then finally, Mourvedre will be the kind of rounding out, has the most structure, a little bit of earthiness, and just kind of add some overall complexity to the wine. So our current blend that we have here with our little blending tubes, we currently have a blend of 45% Cabernet Sauvignon, 15% Mourvedre, and 40% Primitivo. And we've worked through several different combinations. This is the one that we're going to try next. So let's just go ahead and pour it in our glass and give it a taste. So after going through all the components, I write down notes and Luis and I talk about it. And from there, we'll look at the characteristics and figure out where to go with our next combination. So Luis, what do you think? How's this taste?
Well, it seems to me like the fruit was a little overpowering on this one.
Okay. So with what he said, overpowered fruit, to me that says that there's a little bit too much Primitivo in it. So our next trial will be dialing down the Primitivo percentage and probably adding in a little bit more Cabernet Sauvignon. So now we'll go through and create another blend to try it against. So what we're going to do now is create, using our 100 ml cylinders, a 50% blend of Cabernet Sauvignon, 15% Mourvedre, and 35% Primitivo. So we're going to start with 50% Primitivo. Because this is a 100 ml cylinder, it makes math really easy. 50 mils is 50%, as long as you fill up to 100. So I've got 50% Cab, I'm going to take the Movedra, the Primitivo. I'm going to add 35% of that. There, and then top off the 100 mils with 15 mils or 15% Movedra. Bring it right to 100, and there's our next blend candidate. Okay, now we have our second trial for this sitting. This, as we mentioned before, is toning back the Primitivo and adding a little bit more Cabernet. So now all we do is taste. Look at the aromatics. See how balanced the wine is. One of the difficult parts about putting wines together, blends together, is we take our best wines and we have to look at that wine that we feel is one of our best and knock it down and figure out what's wrong with it so that we can try to enhance it by using blending. So maybe there's not enough structure in the cab, so the Movedra will kind of add that. We need a little bit more fruit or acidity. We can add some Primitivo. But when we're done, we want it to be in harmony so that Movedra doesn't stick out or cab doesn't stick out. We just want it to be a nice, well-rounded wine. So Luis, how's this one taste?
I think you hit it on the nail with this one.
So
Perfect.
the fruit is not rearing up. It's just got the nice structure. It's got the kind of the essence of Cabernet Sauvignon or that mouth-feeling expression, and then a great sense of depth and complexity. Yeah?
Sure.
Okay.
So after tasting through the varieties on their own, what can you say about the 2017 vintage? Was it better or worse? You know, because we bottled the 16s last year. What are you finding to be?
To me, the 17s have a little bit more finesse and less, I guess, overstatement.
Okay.
16 was a ripe year, and if you taste the 16 Quixotic, that's a really fruity expression of Cabernet Sauvignon, where it was a little bit milder of a year in 17, and so it brings a little bit of finesse to the wines, and that's what I think the overall depth and complexity of the 2000 Port Vita will display.
All right, so looking forward to the 2017.
So we've got all our other blends put together. This is the last one that we're putting the final touches on. We'll be bottling these here in a couple weeks, and then they'll be going. Many of them will be going out in your spring shipment.
Awesome. All right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out with us and behind the cellar door. Can't wait to share our new wines with you.
Greetings all, Ashley here with your dose of timely topics from the Adelaida District and beyond, brought to you today by Oso Libre Reserva, which I've got myself a glass right here, of course. Yes, always one of my favorites. Reserva is a fine red wine that takes Cabernet Sauvignon from the Oso Libre estate and adds Merlot to soften the tannins and add depth and complexity. I feel smarter drinking it already. A great wine to enjoy while cooking dinner, or eating dinner, or reading the news. First off, rain. We are getting some much needed moisture from up above this week. A typical year rainfall for us here at Oso Libre is 30 inches. Well, here is a recap of this season so far. Starting in July 1st, 2020 up to December 31st, 2020, we have received a whopping 1 inch of rain. Dun, dun, dun. Then in January, over 3 days, we received 12 inches of rain. We all remember we all pretty much got washed away. February was a big fat goose egg, and now in March, we have received, oh my God, 3/4 of an inch of rain. Huh. So using my awesome powers of deduction, I am going to estimate that we will be lucky to get 50% of our average rainfall this year. But I hope that I am proven incorrect like most weather prognosticators. The January rains have provided us with lush green hillsides, which create beautiful views from the winery patio and as we move into spring. Also, with the coming of spring is the return of the Oso Libre Estate Burger Days. Our first one here starting on March 20th, and we will continue through October. We will have one burger day a month. On those days, the winery will be closed to the public and open to our club members only who have a reservation for one of these seatings, either 11 o'clock or 1 o'clock. Those in attendance will, of course, enjoy one of our highly acclaimed burgers. As one member called them this week, they are bomb diggity. Made with estate beef accompanied with fresh mixed greens and, of course, by a glass of Oso Libre wine. So we are accepting reservations for all dates, so we hope to see you at one of them.
Wait, hey.
Oh my God, more news! This just in! Oso Libre wins big! Oh wow, Oso Libre wins awards at San Francisco Chronicle. Last Friday, the results for the 2021 San Francisco Chronicle Wine Judging Contest were released. Many of the wines that we released this past fall won awards, including number 1, 2017 Revolution Best of Class. 2017 Carnal got double gold. We all know that's your favorite. 2016 Quixotic Gold. 2016 Reserva also got gold. Yay, let's get a round of applause for Oso Libre wines. After a year without judging competitions, it is great to have our wines received so well. Because, you know, we love to brag. That's all we do is brag, brag, brag. March marks the 1-year anniversary of the pandemic on the world in which we all live. Lord knows who could forget it. It is a milestone that makes me sit back and reflect on how things have changed in such a short amount of time. Now be sure to check your local governing authorities for the accuracy of these, but for San Luis Obispo County, these are as true as of today. Whew, just for that, we need to cheers to a year. Whew. And what a year it has been. Just over a year ago, if I had my tonsils out, I could have family visit me in the hospital. Today, someone would have to drop me off at the door and then come back and pick me up at the door upon my release. Last year, I could go to a gym and work out. Our gyms had been closed until last week and are only open to 10% capacity. If I wanted to exercise, I would need to stand around in a parking lot with other like-minded individuals and do jumping jacks, which is one of my least favorite things. Eating at a restaurant inside, we just got the okay on this last week as well. We have all had plenty of takeout. Yes, I have, thank you. But sometimes it does not travel very well. I have to agree, yeah. So to sit and eat prepared food that was just prepared, that is going to be a real treat. Yes, I haven't sat in a restaurant for a year, and I haven't been out yet. I'm really looking forward to it. I gotta make it a good one though, you know, like I'm really thinking about where I should go. Then lastly, what about the movies? Oh my God, I miss going to the movies. The theaters have been closed for over a year. How many will be open now that they are all allowed to at reduced capacity? And who wanted to see Top Gun 2? I did. I saw the trailer like over a year ago. I got so pumped up. So put me on the list and all the others. Yes, I want to see them all, even if they're terrible, crappy movies. If you look at Oscar nominations, they all went to Amazon and Netflix. But not to hate on Netflix, because they did come out with a few good ones. You know, Netflix is really stepping up their game on the whole movie thing. I know that we are returning to normal, although it is at a slow pace. I am hoping that history will notate calendar years with BCV before COVID for 2019 or ACV after COVID for 2021. That is our life. We all need to accept it, love it. Thanks for watching, everyone. I will see you next time.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the kitchen here at Oso Libre Winery for March 2021. I'm Michael Barretto. Today, we're going to take some ground Oso Libre beef and make something fun, meatballs. They've got a lot of uses, and I'll show you a couple of them at the end of the segment today. But It's something that'll bring out some really flavorful beef, add some other ingredients. It's really simple and makes a nice impression, okay? So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna start off with 2 pounds of Oso Libre ground beef. From there, we're gonna add half a cup of breadcrumbs, Italian seasoned. Half a cup there. And then we need half a cup of fresh milk. Put that in there from Rosa Brothers. And then we need 2 eggs, lightly beaten. I've got 1 already in there. I got that. Just mix it up. Here we go. 2 eggs lightly beaten. And then we need half of a small onion, finely chopped, sorry. And 1 clove of garlic. Season that with salt and pepper. And then, for when we get to the end of the program, we're going to have our baking sheets, and we're going to add a little bit of non-stick to them. 1. There we go. Now for the fun part. Put some gloves on. And the fun thing about meatballs, you can make them in just about any size you want. So you can make small ones and use those for like little cocktail meatballs with barbecue sauce. Make medium-sized ones. Make a meatball sub. Large ones, spaghetti and meatballs. So they're very versatile. You can add different seasonings, add a little bit of soy sauce, make them Asian. You could add different meats. A lot of people go with pork and veal and beef and just kind of bring out different flavors that way. So I'm going to make some small ones and then a couple large ones. And then all that we're going to need to do is bake these for about 15 to 20 minutes until they're golden brown and cooked all the way through. And then get into spaghetti and meatballs and some, what else? Spaghetti and meatball, barbecue cocktail ones. So I'm going to make some small ones real quick. Just grab a little bit. You can also use, you can form them with your hands, or you could also use an ice cream scooper, a cookie dough scooper. Okay, we got our meatballs formed. I got some mid-sized ones to be great for meatball subs, and I got large ones for spaghetti and meatball. And all we're going to do is we're going to pop these in the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes, and should be good to go. One thing I was remembering as we get ready to do this, some people have gluten intolerance, that kind of stuff. Instead of the breadcrumbs, you can use gluten-free breadcrumbs, or I think Costco had a paleo, it was like panko crumbs. They were actually using pork rinds. So you can go full paleo there if you want to. But I'm just going to take this, and we're going to put them in the oven, and we'll come back in a few minutes. Okay, it's been about 15 minutes at 350 degrees. Our meatballs are now brown and ready to go. We'll start off with the smaller ones. Pull them out. Set that down right there. And so this is the appetizer part of it. Just grab the little meatballs here. 3, 4. Toothpicks. More. There we go. We got our appetizer. And now we got a main dish of spaghetti. Ooh, that one's perfectly round. Set that, nuzzle it in there. One more. And there we go. Like I said, meatballs are great. They're fun. They're easy. You can use them to accessorize or use them as part of the main dish. And for our examples today, we're going to be pairing the wine of the month, which is our 2016 Reserva. Reserva is a blend of estate Cabernet Sauvignon with a little bit of Merlot to add some finesse and nuances to it. This is barrel aged for 4 years. Nicely opened up. Great expression of Cabernet from our estate. So now I'm going to try one of these little meatballs. Dip it in your favorite barbecue sauce. That's good. Now a little bit more traditional. Got some pasta here. Nice homemade tomato sauce. I'm going to wrap that up just a little bit. Take a little bit of meatball. Cook nicely all the way through. Add some onions and garlic to the meatball mix. Very good. It's great. Nice, simple, easy to do, and using Oso Libre estate beef really adds some flavor characteristics to it. Thank you so much for joining us in the kitchen this month. I'm Michael Barretto. We'll see you next time. Thanks. Thank you so much for joining us in the kitchen this month. I'm Michael Barretto. We'll see you next time. Thanks. Okay, well, that's going to wrap us up for this month. Thanks, everybody, for joining us. We really appreciate it. If you get a chance, please like or subscribe us on YouTube. It helps let us know that you're watching, and we do appreciate that. As spring is soon going to be here, we look forward to seeing everybody here at the tasting room. Now that we are open and beautiful weather is forecast, should be a great time to come out to Oso Libre Winery. We'll have some new releases here in a couple months. So things should look for a great spring, summer season. We'll see you next time. Bye.